like promo it. All right. Okay. Fucking chat. Guess who's here with me?
Weatherman.
No, not no, 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 not Weatherman.
Hey, yo, it's Weatherman here. I'm about to start just ruining his
No,
life. Start crazy.
bro. If you straight up just started calling yourself Weatherman,
I'm actually Weather Boy, actually.
damn. So you're Robin then. In that case, what does that
listen,
make me?
listen. Fucking. I don't know. What's that? What's the the fucking Batman or you could be Tim Drake. I don't know.
All right.
Or
Okay.
Terry McGinnis. I prefer Terry McGinnis.
Who's that?
Batman Beyond.
Oh, right. No, I didn't get into Beyond, unfortunately.
Oh man, you're missing out. That shit is fucking peak.
I bet it was.
Mm. All right, so
Okay.
crazy. He, bro has like a cult following that no one gives a fuck about. But I feel like he's one of them characters. Is like if you didn't watch it when it came out back in the day, you probably don't know who it is
Yeah.
because he has little to no promo. Like he literally has like no like he has a comic book, but again, if you didn't watch it, you wouldn't know who he is.
Yeah. I mean, I saw posters. He looked cool. His entire face was black. You couldn't even tell what was underneath it. I'm just gonna act like
Hey,
that
look,
didn't
look,
happen.
look. Hey, look. I'm gonna give you a freebie. I'm gonna give you a freebie on that
All
one.
right. Did somebody in the chat just say tie that binds? Bro. Bro, okay, so guys, all right, chat. So today we're gonna be just yapping about a whole bunch of the skills that at some point in the game were just way too good at the time, bro. And it's gonna be like halfway like history lesson, halfway complaining, halfway just, you know, bullshitting. You know what I mean? And considering that I'm bullshitting, I considered that it's probably a good idea to bring the best bullshitter that we've ever had on the channel.
That's me.
Did you guys see this guy thinks this guy thinks somehow that Jesse Anderson would beat Kellen Kessler in a fight, bro.
Hey, he low
Bro,
key was cooking,
Kellen
bro.
Kessler beat Yusei's ass. I have you on record
Bro,
glazing the
first
fuck
of
out
all,
of Yusei, bro.
first of all, didn't listen. There was no official nothing.
Okay.
There was no. Is it on his record? It's not on the boy record.
Bro, official, bro. He was attacking Yusei for game. Yusei had nothing to defend with. And then on the other end,
Hey, bro,
you say that Jesse nearly beat him. Bro, Kellen did beat
Jesse.
Yusei. He
Okay,
beat
okay,
Yusei
wait.
off of the scooter and hospitalized him.
Okay, here's my thing. All right, I can't remember, but did did you say have Stardust?
No. No, he did have Stardust. It left the field. Like it was gone. He just had nothing. He
Oh,
even summoned
oh.
Stardust.
Mm. Hey, I feel like he held back. He held back.
He held back. You can make that
Yeah, no.
argument. That's fine. You can make that argument if you want. But the fact still remains, he
Okay,
was beating
put
the
like this.
shit
Put
out
like
of
this.
Kellen.
Look, put
Sorry,
it
he
like
was beating
this.
the shit out of Yusei.
Look. I put it like this. If this was a battle to decide the fate of the universe of the Earth, you think it would have been that? Look,
It
like
was.
I
It
think
was a fate to decide the fate of the Earth, bro. It was.
I might have to go back and rewatch that because I don't.
It's like the one fight that Yusei fans don't want to talk about. I am a Yusei fan, so I'm a, but at the same time, I'm enough of a fan to accept a loss. This was a legitimate loss for Yusei.
I mean, listen, we can't. What the scoreboard say? What
The
hey,
scoreboard, bro, it's the main character versus a guy who dueled maybe 5 times in total.
if it's not official, we can't
Bro,
talk about it. It's like
okay, bro, bro. Are you gonna say? Now, hear me out. Are you gonna say Jiraiya is weaker than Rock Lee because technically Jiraiya has more losses?
I mean, all I'm saying is
Because the win loss
because
record doesn't make you stronger. It because your opponents might have been different.
I mean
Because
that's a thing.
Taya Gardner has a 100% win rate, but her opponents are all dookie. So who cares?
All Dookie is crazy.
For real. Hold on, I think I need to reset my camera here. Um,
Yeah, I think I just started mine.
um,
Video.
when am I doing a Shinobird Advanced Guide? Is a great question, bro. I have already started it. I've already started working on it, bro. I was editing it today right before getting on call with Kage. I'm just gonna deal with my. Hold on a sec. Just gonna figure out the camera situation real quick. But we'll still be here. You guys can still hear us. 5Ds talk? Hell yeah, bro. You guys might be tired at this point of us continuously yapping about Naruto and Avatar on the Duel Link
No,
stream, but we're finally talking about Yu-Gi-Oh on a Yu-Gi-Oh stream.
no, no, literally, the one time you're actually fucking talking about the thing that we came here to see.
For real. All right.
Now, what's it called? That one video I made kind of is kind of blown up a little bit. My a Tim versus Yusei.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
What did you
people
come
been.
up with?
I say Yusei wins.
Ah, good.
Yeah, yeah, but here's the issue. People kept bringing up the whole heart of the cards, and he can manipulate. He has deck manipulation. I understand that. I get it. He has deck manipulation, but BUTT. That's not gonna matter too much. It simply. Cause I said if you give him his OCG TCG deck versus uh Stardust Yusei's deck, and people kept trying to bring people. Well, what if he used Fiendsmith? What about? But what? Yugi doesn't have fucking Fiendsmith. What are you talking about? Like everybody
Oh, if
uses the
he.
decks.
Oh,
They got
okay. Then
pure
let's say you
pure
say
Dark
has Fiend
Magician
Smith. It's not
versus
about
pure
that, bro.
Stardust. That would be the battle. Not if I add Dark Dragoon to Dark Magician because Dark Dragoon doesn't belong to Yugi or Atem.
Let me also say this.
The cards we have to
Uh,
use is what actually belongs to the character.
you
For example,
say
same thing. You say can't use Majestic, Stardust Dragon. Which one? Wait, which one's the one? It's like Red Dragon Archfiend Fusion with Stardust. Like he can't use those because he doesn't have Red Dragon Archfiend in his deck, so that he wouldn't be able to use that fusion. I mean, or use that synchro. So when we're talking about these matchups, people keep trying to add the meta version of the decks when that's not what the deck would be if they fought each other.
yeah. Hold on. I
So
just gotta reset the
I'll
page.
say
Hopefully
this.
that works. Okay. Okay. Say something. Say say something. Can you hear me? Hello? Hold on. All right, chat. Just give me a second. I'm just trying to sort out my own camera here. Am I playing KC? No. In this case, bro, gonna need you to just read the title of the video, and that's how you're gonna know. Um, hold on. Um, me try this. Okay, okay, okay. Looks like we're back to normal. Can you hear me? Shit. I think I. Yeah. Say something.
Something.
All right. Yeah. Sounds like. Looks like we're good. So give me a second, guys, and then I'll also let him
My
see the
stream
tier
is
list as well. Okay. You can see again.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it. Yeah, I can see
All right. Good shit. Good shit. Good shit.
it. Make sure
Fun
this
in
is
games till you say brings out Baron. That's crazy. Baron de Fleur. Oh, I see
okay,
you
like you
have
said,
back row, you say. Let me activate dark magic attack. Omni negate.
bro. Bro, listen.
Omni negate?
Anytime you
What the
say,
hell does
anytime
that
until
mean?
look, until he got game, bro. Hey, that listen, that scrap iron scarecrow is the MVP of his deck. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah, no, no, don't, no, no, it's not, bro. It's not. It's not the
Hey,
MVP of
listen,
his deck, bro.
that's scrap. Listen, scrap iron scrap iron be putting in work.
It
Like
does.
he,
It put in work. It did, but I think tuning always milling a level one or two was probably what made the difference a lot of the time. You know how he
yeah,
uses tuning to search Junk Synchron, and then he just so happens to mill something that Junk Synchron can resummon.
yeah. I mean, yeah, usually. I mean, listen. First of all, you say ain't he ain't walking around with a 60 with a 70 card deck. You know what I'm saying? He a little smarter. Like I remember episode 1 or 2 when Yuki's grandpa gave Yuki that fucking brick of a deck. I said, bro, that's like 100 cards. Bro, walk around with a 100 card deck.
I think you were
like,
allowed to play 100 cards back then too.
yeah, it was until that one dude was being a butthole and fucking just brought like he had like 500. Bro had like too many cards.
Okay. So who's winning between Kaiba and Jack Atlas? Uh, damn, that's
Wait, fight between who?
Seto Kaiba and Jack Atlas.
Man, Jack is putting belt to ass. Let's keep it a buck.
Okay.
Jack, man. Listen, resonators versus blue eyes. Okay, again, we're talking about the meta right now. Blue eyes probably gonna win, but if we're talking about like we grab Kaiba from Dark Side of Dimensions versus Jack Atlas end of series. Also, I think Jack they put Jack kind of in the back seat, low key. Cause I feel like when he before he became the a good guy, but I think all anime do that. When a bad guy becomes a good guy, they get nerfed. They get nerfed to pieces. And I think on top of him, they kind of background him a little bit. So I feel like if they kept him like the quote unquote bad guy of the team of the show, oh, that's even worse sweep.
Yeah. The screen to the ring to the pen to the king. Okay, I guess from now on I'm gonna call you. What's the name of the guy who did that song? KSI. I'm gonna call you KSI from now on.
KSI is
KSI
crazy.
says, "Does Kaiba have Red Rain?" Now, why would Kaiba have a Jack Atlas card, bro?
I always say I want you to answer that. I need you to answer that.
No, for real, KSI. You tell me why you asking me if Kaiba has a Jack Atlas card, bro?
Jack Atlas card is crazy.
Yeah, so does Jack Atlas have enemy controller?
But I say that Jack. I think Jack. Okay, I put it like this. I don't think Jack is a smarter is more intelligent duelist than Kaiba. I think Kaiba is more intelligent in dueling, but I just think Jack has better cards.
Okay, so
For
then you could take this from two directions. Pause. Um, you could either say
I don't know what's wrong with you tonight, man. You just got hit.
you could either
Hey man,
say, okay, who is more skilled of a duelist, and if they were playing cards from the same era, who would win, or would you say which deck would win? You know,
if we so uh, if we made like a jack, if we made a if we made a, I think if we made a Jack Atlas deck and put him in like in the dual monsters era, well, easier. Let's put Kaiba and just get him put him in the synchro era, like as far as like Spirit Dragon,
Azure
Azura Eyes.
Eyes.
Well, no, not, yeah. So it's like that. I think that'll be a a closer matchup if you gave him Spirit Dragon, and then or even now you gave him Ultimate. Was it is it Ultimate Spirit Dragon or Ultimate?
Oh yeah, Ultimate Spirit Dragon. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I think that yeah, Kaiba's gonna destroy him.
Okay,
But
yeah, I think I agree. I think Kaiba is one of the. He's up there in terms of skill.
yeah. I think people. I think certain anime characters get discredited because their personality.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, yeah. Even though he's an egotistical, arrogant, it's like you didn't think like he's credible though. So it's like it's not like he's credible. Like it's not like this is unearned arrogance.
yeah, yeah, yeah. From either of them, to be honest with you. Uh,
Yeah.
but like Seto, despite not having any special items or anything, he is able to handle a shadow duel easily. Easy, like so easily. That is like if you guys know the lore, he shouldn't be able to do that shit, man. Like a
You know,
regular person can't handle a shadow game, man. I mean, to be fair, Jack Atlas can handle a shadow game too. So this is not a that's not a one or the other type of thing. They can both easily handle a shadow game, but only one of them can summon Obelisk, and then only one of them contribute Obelisk to summon Blue Eyes. I think that like
bro.
if Jack Atlas is aura farming, he's summoning a low attack monster in attack position. That's what Jack Atlas aura farming looks like. But Kaiba aura farming is tributing a god to summon Blue Eyes.
Hey, psychedelic said sup fuckers. Jesus.
Okay,
No.
okay, we've been wasting a lot of time. Let's talk
No,
about
for
some
real.
skills. Did how long have you been playing Duel Links, bro?
I started. Let's see, what year did I go to Curry? That was 28, 20 late 2017.
Late 2017. Okay, so then you probably know about the three-star demotion ninjas, right?
No, so okay, so I started playing when they released when they released Slash Dragon. That's when I started
Slash
playing.
Dragon. Okay. I don't remember if that was before or after ninjas. So let me tell you what ninjas did, okay? They had this skill called three-star demotion, okay? And let me tell you, this skill had already been nerfed. Let me tell you what it does. You can pay 3,000 life points to reduce the level of a monster in your hand by 3. So, a level 7 monster, you could just normal summon it.
No, yeah. They had to get rid of that shit. Ain't no
Yeah,
way.
back then, that was ridiculous. And ninjas were using that. Actually, the funny thing is, before that, you only had to pay 2,000 life points, and Dark Magician was meta with it. That was the first time Dark Magician was meta ever in the history of Yu Gi Oh! In every format.
It's back to being meta now, which is kind of
Good
funny.
shit. Hell yeah. I love Dark Magician. So this skill was so ridiculous, level manipulating something in your hand, that it didn't matter how much life points it costed, especially because ninjas, you could just summon the black ninja and he can attack,
Black one.
banish him himself, and in the process return to the field, attack again, banish himself, and then in the process return himself to the field and attack again, and just keep doing that for every ninja card you have in your hand. So he could just attack like
Damn.
infinitely, and he had like 2,800 attack or something, which was bigger than everything else in the game. The biggest monster after him in the format was 2,700, I think. So
Gee.
he was a
Oh my
big fucking
god.
guy, bro, and he could attack basically
Okay.
infinitely. He was like Anki before Anki.
Okay, that's definitely that's either A. Would you put that in A or S?
It's a great
Or
that's
do
a
you put it?
great I think that's a good place to put it because let me talk about the tiers. The reason I put uninstall on S is I think if it's S tier, it makes people want to quit the game. And I feel like A tier is like you don't want it to quit. You don't want to quit the game, but you want it to stop existing. I feel like this made people quit the game. So
Yeah, no.
maybe
Hey,
this
honest, what,
goes in
what,
there.
what, wait, wait.
No
Oh,
problem.
you said it was an A or S?
Yeah, it's either one of those. I feel like maybe it's S because I do think in the chat is anyone here? Did anyone here play during that time period?
What is that?
I was just asking the chat if they played during this time period. Who's winning between Crow and Joey? Crow, obviously Crow. This is that when
Man,
you ask Crow or Joey, it's like coughing baby versus hydrogen bomb, bro. Crow is
like I said,
probably outside of the protagonists. Crow is probably the strongest duelist in the show in 5Ds.
hey, look. If we give Crow all his synchros, like what's that one? It's when it summons, it puts a fucking uh if he summons that one synchro, what was it called? Um, is it Crow? I used to use it. I used to use this deck in Master Duel, and that shit was pretty good. It was pretty good for a long time.
What does Joey even do? Uh, he rolls
He burnt,
dices. He flips coins.
and because he's in the show, he gets lucky. But for taking out the luck, you know.
You know,
But that's a part of his character. So it's one of them things. Like, how do we take out the luck when it's part of his character? So I'm like, oh.
speaking of Joey, by the way, that's foreshadowing. Luck, luck is we. That's definitely some foreshadowing here.
You know, Joey's definitely. I mean, again, I think I love Joey. I think I do underestimate him sometimes, but I think at a certain point, once we start adding in characters, once we get to Arc V or Arc 5, he ain't. And not even talking about the cards, but just the skill level of some of these characters.
Yeah, yeah. I think the Arc V characters are typically very skillful.
Like bro, they're actually good at the fucking game. It's like
Yeah, let's not even mention the Vrain's characters, dude. Vrain's characters are just real Yu-Gi-Oh players.
no, literally at this point, like once we get the range, those are just like the typical regional players who just go to tournaments every fucking month. Like yeah,
Yeah,
no, like someone like Kite, someone like Kite is destroying Joey. Like Kite is gonna like
that's
if he goes
foreshadowing, by the way.
oh that is
Yeah, it's foreshadowing. In fact, there's probably going to be a lot of foreshadowing as long as we mention a Yu-Gi-Oh character. So I feel like uninstall makes sense. And speaking of foreshadowing, Joey's skill Lost Gamble. Do you remember Lost Gamble, bro? So
I don't remember that one.
Lost Gamble from it got nerfed, so it's not playable anymore. But what it does is from the fifth turn and onwards, you can discard two cards and reduce your life points to 100 and then roll a dice. And then you draw cards equal to the result. So you could draw six cards from the skill.
Oh nah. So how long was that up till they nerfed it?
Years. Because it wasn't meta
Jesus.
until they nerfed it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but like Guns Blazing, did you ever see Guns Blazing?
I
Okay.
don't remember that one.
He was big on YouTube for Duel Links. He would make so many meme decks using like the Lost Gamble skill. This skill, when it finally did become meta, it's because the deck that did play it, like it didn't really matter how many cards you drew. Like the worst case scenario was you draw one card, but even if you drew two cards, you were getting your resources back and you were deck thinning. Like, so even in the worst case scenarios, it wasn't that bad. So in the best case scenarios where you can draw three, four, or five cards or six cards, that's ridiculous on a follow up play. And it didn't matter that
Oh my
you had
god.
100 life points left because you were gonna win that turn.
Yeah, no, yeah. I'm glad. Listen, I'm glad I got off when I got off. 'Cause I remember, like, so like I said, I started playing when Slash Dragon and they had also released Magician of Chaos and the little ritual magician, the one that is like it can destroy a spell card or a trap card. It can just destroy a back row.
Hmm.
I came in when those two released, and honestly, like I said, Slash Dragon. I was actually back then. I was doing. Listen, what's that one trap card? It's like if you attack, it like cuts your attack points in half.
Mirror
Um,
Wall?
was it which one?
Mirror Wall?
Mirror Wall? No, it was the one. It shows like two lasers and like two monsters
Is it Wall of
and like
Disruption?
yeah, Wall Destroy. Oh my god, I hated Wall Destroy. That card
Was that in the same
that
box?
card scared me. Huh?
Was that in the same box as the Slash Dragon? I feel like it might have been.
It might. I don't know if it's the same box, but it definitely
It
it
was
was
around
that
that
same
time.
era. Like
That was back
that
when
used
mini
to
boxes
tear me
had 80
up.
packs.
Now they got fucking 200, 180. Jesus, hold on, bring that foot out.
Chris
Like
Hansen,
what
the
what
it,
man?
it was on like your third turn, but that makes it turn five and onwards when you're using both your and your opponent's turns. Um, but like this card was so good for years, but only as a meme because the downside was a bit much. The fact that you had to wait to use it, you had to wait a couple turns to use it, that made it kind of never meta. But when it did become meta, it was so ridiculous that they had to ban it the same format. So it goes in the ban list format because they banned the shit out of it, bro, and it was too good. Did my camera fucking freeze again, dude? Oh my god, bro. Do you need five consecutive wins to get to DLV max? I don't know. I think it's four or five. One of those two. It might be percentage based, not win rate based. Were duels lasting long back then? Yeah, yeah. Duels would typically like you could OTK back then, but duels could also last a bit. To be honest with you, bro, the amount of time that a duel lasts then and now is the same. Like right now you can stall, and back then you can stall. Like it's just the amount of power to which you can defend yourself with and break through defense has changed. Like
Yeah, yeah,
you could
definitely.
OTK
Like
back
so.
then, you can OTK now. You know,
Yeah, I can't always say like I said. I was never at a high level back then. I think back then, I think as far I made it platinum five. I know four or five was the highest I made it back then.
I see.
So
Well,
so
that's
so the
nearly
so
legend.
yeah so the people how I was playing like at the little lower level. the matches didn't go on like as long as they go now. But that's because I didn't. I wasn't playing at an elite level, so it was like I was kind of I was already mid. So it was like mid versus mid. It was like back then. It was like we gonna see.
Yeah,
Like, but I did have matches that went on a while, but I think I guess as I've gotten better, I was being able to I get higher consistently.
yeah.
So those matches did drag out longer than they should have because we're kind of just going back and forth.
There was just a lot of back and forth in general back then, but there's also back and forth now, to be real. If you're not having a back and forth, to be real with you, it's kind of a skill issue. I'm not gonna lie. Like you're either winning or you're having a back and forth. Otherwise, it's a skill issue, and that's why I have skill issue as the bottom tier. Because a lot of these skills here are skills people complained about, but realistically, it was just a skill issue. Like you don't need to complain
Yeah,
about
no,
this skill.
it's only yeah, it's only certain skills that like it's only a few like obviously we're gonna get to them, but it's only a select few skills where I was like, what you want me to do?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it would feel like some of these skills it'd be like you hit them with everything you got, and all of a sudden they activate the skill, activate the skill. I'm like, how many times can you activate this? Like,
In certain cases, I feel like that's probably a skill issue. I'm not gonna lie though, Desert Twister, like most of this skill's history was completely fine. It's just like the fact that a deck was eventually able to take advantage of it. I don't think any other deck would have been able to take advantage of it, to be honest. So I feel like it's just overpowered, but not banned. This type of thing.
yeah,
Um, the
like I said,
next the next skill I have here, I'm using a Kawaki Meru card because I think that was the best deck to use the skill at the time. Kaiba Cup Bling. This says that like on your draw phase, if you lost a bit of life points, you got to draw a card at random that was prismatic or glossy. So
what,
that meant that you would, in order to optimize your deck, you would have to go through a box until you got a glossy version of the card you need to search.
bro? What? I wonder what they was thinking. Like, I guess maybe they were trying to be clever.
Yeah, they were trying. But then they ended up just making the game like pay to win as hell.
Yeah, no, some of these decks, I wonder maybe early on they was more so focused on just trying to have fun
Yeah,
before instead of it's kind of fun. They were trying to be like, well, we're the Yu-Gi-Oh alternative, we're the alternative Yu-Gi-Oh. So we're gonna be wacky and quirky and have fun with shit.
yeah.
So it's like,
So every now and
you
then
know,
some crazy busted shit happened by accident just because they were trying to have fun.
and then
Because they didn't
everything ends
think
up going
about the
down. All
consequences.
But they need to nerf that new. Well, I don't know if they have nerfed it. The little blackluster soldier, the little dragon that just keeps doing burn damage. Is that nerfed yet?
uh, the BLS. I don't remember a BLS burn deck.
No, 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 no. It's just it's like they keep drawing drag. I think it's called like dragon fire
Oh, that deck. Yeah,
or
they did nerf it. Yeah.
oh man.
Um.
Oh,
So El
appreciate you.
Cato,
Hey, thank you, A for the sub, man. Appreciate you, A for the sub. I haven't seen that, man. Appreciate you.
bro, guys, they
Cause I
are
was
they're over there on Kage stream subbing to him. Why aren't you subbing to me, bro? It's time to sub to me.
exactly.
Like the video. Like the video, okay? Um, so El Cato, when I say worst skills, okay, we're talking next. No, we're not talking about skills that are bad. We're talking about skills that are bad for the game. That's essentially what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like skills that are bad in a powerful way. Like these skills shouldn't exist. That's the kind of like they're so good that it's a bad thing that they're good. You know. Um,
Yeah.
so sorry about the clickbait, I guess. Um, uninstall just for being play to play. Yeah, for real, bro. Because there were people for real who were uninstalling for this reason, bro. Decade was like campaigning against this card. Um,
Yeah. Which one's that one?
So this trap card here is something javelin. I don't remember the name exactly, but basically it just says that you target an attacking monster and gain life points equal to its attack. The reason for this is it was used in Destiny Draw to trigger Destiny Draw without sacrificing your life points. Because back then, you could trigger Destiny Draw infinitely.
This is my audio. My audio's echoing. Hold on.
Okay. By the way, Hasoon, that's exactly true. If you like the stream, then you're gonna get a UR in your next 10 packs. I guarantee it. That's the way it works. Okay, that's just the way it works. Um, so Destiny Draw might have the most nerfs out of every skill because they kept changing it. They kept changing it to just be slightly different until they eventually made it once per duel. It did take them a while to eventually get it to once per duel though, which is crazy.
Okay, I think the echo stopped.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, yeah, it did. All right, cool.
So the
All right.
Destiny Draw. Destiny Draw is the question here. I think that it was mainly used in stall decks, and stall was super powerful because of this. Because every single turn, you would take a lot of damage, but you would just survive anyway because of how much life gain you had. That every single
Mm-hmm.
turn, your top deck was whatever you wanted it to be. So this was crazy.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I think kind of like ruined the fun a little bit of certain decks. Just like, bro, you just keep sitting here waiting for this. What's a good stall deck, right? I remember when Aroma came out.
Yeah,
Oh my, I hated Aroma.
bro. This was honestly worse than Aroma because at least
Oh,
Aroma
if it's
does
worse than
stuff.
Aroma, yeah, get rid of that.
This
Yeah,
deck
get rid of that.
just stayed alive and lava golemed you to death. This was the lava
Yeah,
golem deck. I was actually thinking of putting lava golem on here, but lava golem has different connotations now because they changed a lot of things.
yeah, yeah. I use Lava Golem.
Yeah, because it's a kaiju now. Back then it was a win condition. Now it's just a kaiju. So next is this is FA Hang On Mac. I think that's how you say it. Basically, this card says that if its level is 7 or higher, the opponent, like, any of their monsters go to the grave instead of going to the grave. They get banished instead of the going to the grave. And there was a skill, level augmentation, that they used with Dark Lords to normal summon this guy, and he's level 4. And you use level augmentation to get your, like, level 9 and add that level to the Hang On Mac to make his attack power huge, and he's unaffected by monster effects of any monster that's a lower level than him. Dude, this was the unbreakable board back then, dude. I think it was 2020.
Man,
Bro,
2020. I wouldn't lie, cause I think 2020. I think I took it. So I played 2018, 2019, and I think I took a break 2020 and came back in like 2022.
I see. That was a good time to have a break, to be honest with you, bro, because that was a rough time period.
Yeah,
This, low
it was
key,
bad.
was uninstallable worthy bullshit, dude.
Damn, it was that bad.
It was truly that bad, bro. I was like, what the fuck? You it's a good thing that it didn't last very long, but having like a level 14 hang on back that you couldn't attack over, you couldn't use monster effects against, and it made all your grave shit go to the banish instead, dude. You had to literally draw the out, and we didn't have Book of Moon yet, I think. If we did, it was paywalled.
Shit, I was gonna buy it too.
Bro. Okay, so next is a very modern one, the first modern one of the day. It's the Shadol skill, the current Shadol skill. So what do you think?
So shadows. it's like so. Um, hmm. I don't think it's uninstall,
Yeah,
but I do think it's hard because I do think certain decks. I put it this: I don't think you could grab your favorite rogue deck and just expect to win.
yeah. But there's a decent
So
amount of decks that you can realistically win against this with.
it is. But it's like like I think. It also depends like Bungie, if they the card right there that you have for the example, doesn't that stop fusions?
It doesn't stop fusion specifically. It just stops special summoning.
Yeah, if you can stop special summoning, that's pretty nasty.
KSI says should always be, which is overpowered. Like I know it's in the middle, so it seems like a low tier, but overpowered is still overpowered. You know what I mean? Because like yeah,
Yeah,
we can say this is overpowered, but do we need to ban it? I don't know because we got a lot of shit that
yeah,
can
you know,
deal with
like
it now. You know?
I wouldn't ban it. Like I wouldn't say I wouldn't ban it, but I will be annoyed. I'm annoyed to fight against it.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like B makes sense. I feel like maybe 6 months ago it could have been a ban it, but we've had power creep since then, man. Um, so this now Onomats, bro. Let me tell you what the Onomat skill does. You get to reveal a couple of Onomats, shuffle a couple of cards back, and then search a couple of Onomats. Now, if you saw that skill today, you'd be like, "Oh, so it's just a regular skill, it's just a normal ass skill." But you could do it twice per duel, which was ridiculous. They had to nerf it to make it you could only get
Ornament.
one search per turn instead of two searches per turn. And then that was still
Yeah.
too good. That was
So
still too good. They were putting up. Although
I'm
that
trying to
being
figure
said,
out.
go ahead, go ahead.
I'm trying to figure out. So if these skills is like it's just like that crazy. Like I wonder if my slash dragon was like considered good
Oh no, it
one
wasn't. I'm
time.
sorry. Yeah,
Okay.
slash was never really. I mean, it was kind of good in 2019. I'm not. It was in 2019. It was kind of good. Yeah, but not for very
Yeah,
long.
because I was like, it was times where I'm definitely like, come on, you like, isn't it like as long as I got an equip card, I can like negate the effect and then destroy it.
Yeah,
So it was like it was cool. Like I feel like it was a cool card, but it didn't. It only worked for targeting. So
yeah.
anything else outside, anything that is like a dark hole, anything that doesn't target, it just automatically loses to. So I was like,
Also, there was like a window of opportunity that you could just like Canadia it or floodgate trap hold it before it gets an equip on it.
yeah, yeah. But before you can actually activate your stuff, you can get rid of me. You can get rid of me before I even activate my stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Karma cut, bro. Do you remember Karma cut, dude? Oh my god.
I hated Karma Cut.
Yeah,
I hated that
this is
shit.
sounding looking like Kawaki. I hate karma.
Listen,
Onomata
those
play,
dang,
dude, bro.
those dang cyborgs.
Onomata play was so ridiculously busted. They had to nerf it like 2 or 3 times. And the thing that was most annoying about it was that every single Meta Weekly, DK Meta Weekly, the finals was always Resonators versus Onomats. And Resonators can't win that matchup, bro, because of a Steel Swarm Roach. It negates 2 synchro summons. How the hell are you supposed to play through that? And they
You
have more
can't.
negates on top of that. This was the first deck to set up multiple negates.
You're not. You're not. Yeah, resonators aren't way. Anytime you stop, I want to stop synchros. I want to stop links. I want to stop like a main thing that gets your boss monster out. You pretty much already lost.
For real. I that like Steel Swarm Roach actually for real made me consider quitting the game because I love synchros.
All those skills on cards, they're all pretty good.
I remember Massive Morph, Chris Hansen, man. Oh my God, Massive Morph was crazy. Do you remember Massive Morph Kage?
You said massive moth.
No, just Massive Morph. It's I'll tell you the play, okay? It's a trap card that doubles a monster's attack, but makes it so it can't attack directly. So what you do is you give your opponent Lava Golem. It's got 3k attack. You use Massive Morph on it to make it 6k attack, and you summon the Amazon as Swordswoman and smack into it.
So yeah,
You,
so I see.
bro,
I spammed her.
you spammed her. Yeah, I mean you were playing
Oh yeah.
Slash Dragon. It works in that
Yep.
deck.
I used to spam her, and that's usually how I won most of my games because of the Amazonas. Not me, because of Slash Dragon.
I'm not gonna lie, Aken, I did forget about that skill. I think that game design wise, that shouldn't exist, but actual gameplay wise, it wasn't that bad. I feel like the gameplay wise, it was fine. It was just summoning a bunch of blue eyes. It was kind of weak to back row. Um, or they could summon a Beast Roller too. Like the fact that like Xyz got a deck that powerful when Synchros never even got a negate yet, bro. Synchros had to wait like 3 years before they got a negate, but Xyz had to wait like a month before they got their negates. That's crazy, bro. Like I personally was considering quitting the game because of the ornaments, but I didn't.
Bro, I think I quit. I think what year was it? I think it was 2022. I remember I came back to the game when Tenny came out. When Tenny dropped,
It's a good time, great time.
bro. Mind you, I'm using Doom King at the time. You know, Doom King. He's all about
Yeah,
effects and shit. Like it was so much shit that it couldn't work. It was like Tenny when it first dropped. I was in shambles. Like I was that was my Doom King was still pretty good back then. Doom King was putting in work. I ain't gonna cap. Like it was working. It was working for me. I made the legend a few times with Doom King. But Tierney was tearing me up.
whoa.
Paul, hey, yo, whoa, whoa, whoa.
I think yeah, Dune King was all right back then. But if you played Tenyi, you would probably understand why so many people like it. It's just because it's just a solid deck. It's just solid. You can't hard
Uh,
counter it most of the time.
I made a TikTok about it. That's how mad I got.
um,
I was raging.
so next is Xyz Galaxy. Xyz Galaxy was a very controversial skill at the time because it was the first skill that was the deck. Like the entire deck was just the skill. And up until that point, the skill had been like to help the deck, but this was the first skill that straight up just said, "Hey, this is the deck." Other than I guess Cyberstein, like Cyberstein technically counted, but this skill just put Galaxy Eyes in your grave, so you played a bunch of revive spells just to revive Galaxy Eyes and turn it into Photon Lord, which was an undestructible monster negate.
Yeah, yeah. I do remember when Galaxy Eyes was like rampant.
Yeah,
Um, so weirdly enough, I was winning against Galaxy Eyes with my red eyes.
yeah,
Like I definitely won more games with red eyes than with Doom Kings. And I was kind of shocked. I'm like, why am I winning with red eyes instead of Doom King? So I didn't have an issue with the deck because I was winning against Galaxy Eyes
yeah,
whenever I use red eyes. So I personally don't got a problem with it because it didn't affect me personally that much.
yeah. But then that brings me to my point about this skill, bro. Now, you were playing Red Eyes. Now, I know that the duelist makes the win, not the deck. But let's be real, Red Eyes is not the best deck, okay? Photon
Yeah,
was a tiered deck, and the fact that you were not having that much of an issue with it, with a deck that was realistically lower than Rogue, in my opinion, shows that this skill wasn't really a problem, and it was kind of a skill issue. This is the reason I've put the skill issue tier here, because everyone complaining about this deck just needs to get fucking good, bro. because you could
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
DD Crow
I
away
was.
the Galaxy Eyes, and it was just GG. They can't play from there. You could MST or Cosmic away their Revive equip spell, and it was GG. They can't do anything from there. There was so many different ways to hard counter this deck, and then that's not even just to say, like your deck might also just have a hard counter for this. And then what do they get out of it? An indestructible monster negate. One monster negate. By this point, we had already dealt with three negate decks. This was a one negate deck. We can deal with one monster negate, bro. What are we complaining about, man? You quit the game because of this meta? You quit the game because of Photon Lord, bro? Bro, I can easily say I never lost against this deck. Even when I was playing Dark Magician, bro. I was playing Dark Magician, having the easiest time of my life against this deck, bro. I was playing what's it called? Um Dynamist. I was playing Dynamist and having the easiest time of my life, bro. What are they gonna do, man?
Yeah, yeah. No, like I said, certain decks. Again, I think like I don't because I generally played uh whack decks. Pause, just
Whoa.
in case. Oh, hey, what you whack them? What are you talking about?
Whack? That's crazy.
Uh, um, yeah, some of these decks on here, like I said, I think some of these are obvious on what they're at, but I think for me personally, like I said, I kept it. I'm that guy who thrift shops and has to tell everybody. Um,
that's that's so damn. That's kind of accurate. Not gonna lie, bro. Bro, wait, guys, did you know that
like,
this guy plays Red Eyes even though it's not meta?
listen, that means I'm better than you. That
Okay,
means I am literally a better human than you because I play red eyes. And like I I purposely play bad decks so I can talk about how I'm better than everyone else who doesn't play bad decks.
oh, El Cato, this is not the transmigration deck. That's a different Galaxy Eyes. But I guess
Yeah,
we'll bring
no,
that
that
one
one.
up now.
No,
This here
tell
we
me.
have the transmigration. I'm not putting it in C tier. I'm just
Hey,
putting it here to talk about it. Go ahead.
yeah, for me, so for me, again, I played for the decks I used. Again, my main decks was Doom King, Red Eyes, and who else did I use? I'm not sure if Sacred Beast was out yet, or Sacred Beast, the new skill came out for
Um,
Sacred Beast.
I don't think it was yet.
Okay, so I generally, at that time I really didn't spend money for on this game, so I kind of just was sticking to my Red Eyes and Doom King. I didn't. I got lucky every once in a while against this deck, but 8 to 9 times out of 10, I lost.
Yeah,
Cause that transmigration skill, oh my god, mm, get rid of this shit.
for real. The only reason I put it in ban list instead of uninstall was because at this point the Duel Links ban list team was actually on their shit and they actually solved problems within a couple of weeks. So I knew it was like this is only gonna be here a couple of weeks anyway, no problem. So they're gonna ban this, and they did. They really killed the shit out of this. They absolutely destroyed
I'm
this shit,
glad.
bro. Um, so yeah, I don't think it was uninstall worthy because it didn't stick around, and I knew it wasn't gonna stick around. But this was a problem, bro. It was genuinely tier zero. The only deck that could beat it was Shiranui. No, Shiranui.
Shurinu is one of those decks that's just like it was kind of like Sky Striker. It was never quite meta. I think it might have been a couple times, but
It was meta a few
it, it,
times,
it, yeah, it's one of those decks that you can still play it right now and put in work.
probably because of this trap
Like
card.
again,
The skill used to be able to search it, which made it so kind of toxic because you could just search a way to guaranteed survive. Like the opponent couldn't do anything. They could cosmic this. That's fine. I'm still gonna survive, bro. What are you gonna do about this follow up play? And then if they
no,
don't
exactly.
remove it, then you just get to keep surviving. The fact that this is searchable is ridiculous. But it's not searchable
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah,
They nerfed the skill so you can't search for it. Personally, I think that everyone that hates this deck it's just because they're annoyed by it. I don't think it was ever over. I don't think it was ever OP. It was obviously good. Just don't think it was OP,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, yeah. No, I do think it's beatable. I think it's easily beatable, but I do think this deck can always like again if you're a person who's used this deck for years and you know it inside and out, I think you can beat a lot of people.
Yeah.
But if you just pick it up and want to try it out, I'm not seeing you whooping up on everybody. You might get a few wins, but unless you know the deck, like you've been using it for years, I think as someone who's like knowledgeable and who knows the deck inside and out can definitely still today put belt the ass
Yeah,
on
probably.
motherfuckers.
Probably. It's a solid deck.
But you can see, yeah. Well, also you can say that about a few decks. Then like, that's like
Yeah, I could
you know
say
that's
probably
just
like
oh
there's
yeah,
like 50 decks that I think that I would think if someone plays it and they're good at it, that they could probably do well with it.
yeah. Like I know a good one like example like what's it called Sharks.
Yeah.
I think Shark is again it's not meta, but I guarantee you in the right hands, it's putting belt to ass on the meta.
Yeah. Yeah. They put up a lot. That Caesar with like infinite materials is cool. Okay, here's another controversial one. Raging pendulums.
Man, not gonna lie, I got cooked. A lot of these but they the same answers. I got cooked by Raging Pendulum. Again me, someone who didn't play the meta, I was getting absolutely decimated. The amount of times this motherfucker kept attacking me, and I was like, I can't do anything. I can't. I have no more plays. I
What
threw
ended
all
up
my
making
negates.
this so crazy bonkers is the fact that you could like the skill didn't say anything that stopped you from playing it with other things. I also remember it was kind of funny when this skill came out and Loom made a post saying that it was not good. And then it ended up being the best skill of the year. So I just think that was kind of funny. Uh, no disrespect to Loom, but he does have a little bit of a tendency to judge things a bit quickly.
Hey, Loom versus Team 6K. We need to start.
Let's get on the line, boy.
Hey, look, listen. You're gonna see me like off in the corner looking like fucking Piccolo, just like standing there watching, just like my fucking cape in the wind.
I think, personally, I think people might dislike that I say this. I think that the people who were complaining about this, it was a bit of a skill issue. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, it was a
hundred
very good
percent.
deck, but
I
it
saw
was
again.
beatable.
That's definitely. I definitely think for me like it was annoying. It was annoying to me, and I just don't think like I don't think I knew Doom King. I feel like maybe if I played Doom King now, I know the deck much. Like I know it a lot better, and I have better. I have all pretty much. I have every single like staple you can have in the game, and I think if I knew I was going up against it, I probably would win now. But back then, uh, I don't think as much I personally could have done against it with the cards I had at the time. So
Yeah,
I didn't have that many cards. Like I think I had like I think at that point I already lost my main account and had to restart. So at the time all I had was Doom King and Red Eyes. And then most of the staples I really didn't have any staples. I didn't have Book of Moon. I didn't have Chalice. I didn't have no MSTs. I didn't have no uh I didn't have no Cosmic Cyclones. So
I think
it's as
Cosmic was
honestly
good against the deck. MST wasn't good against it because they could play Orchest anyway. That was something that made a lot of people annoyed at it. Is that like it was essentially like you're playing two decks at the same time, Odd Eyes and Orchest at the same time, bro. But it was
that's nasty.
beatable. Like it did genuinely feel like you were going against two decks at the same time. Like that is kind of crazy. It was beatable, so I'm not gonna say it's all skill issue because it was a very powerful deck. But I feel like it's in the annoying tier because if you ask somebody to think about that format who was playing that format competitively, they probably missed that format because it was a lot of fun to be honest.
Yeah,
If you
well
were
first
involved in
I think I think pendulums are annoying in general. So
it, so you're a little bit of
I
bias.
yeah, I just I don't like pendulums. They can summon 100 monsters. Just they can just spam monsters on the field. I'm like, I'm not smart enough to get rid of everybody. Okay. Um. I need y'all to just summon like two or three, summon one big boss monster called a day.
Yeah. So the next one I have here is Harpy's Hunting Ground, and you guys in the chat might be thinking I'm talking about the Synchro Harpy deck. I'm not. I'm talking about Relinquished. This is the skill used by Relinquished back in the day, bro. Cause think about
Oh
this.
yeah, you got a throwback.
This is all the way back in the day. All the way back in the day. You start the duel with this field spell on the field that says if you summon a Harpy, pop a back row. Bro, the only weakness that Relinquished had was back row. So you just get it out the way first, just by normal summoning any Harpy. Then you ritual summon your Relinquished to soak up the opponent's biggest monster, and you're looking nice, bro. Dude, just free back row removal.
What? Yeah, no, that's like what's it called? Okay, so in this deck, you didn't use Cyber Dark. You didn't use the Synchro at all, or it was just
No, no, it didn't
Relinquished.
exist yet.
Oh,
This was back in the very first few months of the game.
I wonder why people don't use Cyber Dark. Cyber Lady,
Cyber
whatever her
Slash
name is.
is because you need to
Yeah,
trigger a
Cyber
back
Slash.
row to activate it.
Mm.
It's not self sufficient.
I know it was good for a long time. It was good for a while. People used it and they're like, just what they had in their decks for a while.
Yeah, I think this is overpowered, and they did end up banning it. But for the time period, this was ridiculous. For the time period, this was absolutely insane. So that's definitely a ban. This I think it's crazy to think about. In comparison to every other skill we talked about, this skill looks kind of tame. But back then, based on the context, this was disgusting. Absolutely filthy.
Yeah, yeah. You say it was like an instant back row pop by just by summoning the Harpy Lady.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
no,
even brought this
that's
skill
crazy.
back in Harpy format to be what it used to be. And they still needed to nerf it again. That's crazy. They still needed to nerf that shit,
Yeah,
dude. Because it's the back row removal isn't once per turn. So if you're playing a deck that can spam out Harpies, you're removing all their back row.
yeah. That's goes for instant crash out.
Yeah. Okay, so now this is the one that the thumbnail is based on. This is Cyber Style. You get to play Proto Cyber Dragon to your field for every 1,000 life points you've lost in the duel. So you could summon up to three Proto Cyber Dragon, and you just activating one Cosmic Cyclone gives you a level 3 you can use for free for tribute fodder or synchro summons.
Okay, what was the infield usually?
And I think it was less about the end field and more about the advantage you could get. Like back then, it was more about board breaking, not board making, because there wasn't. We didn't really
Mm.
have negates back then. We were just kind of like trying to survive. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
so what you could do was use your like you could use this in vampires, paying a bunch of life points, then tribute summon BLS who will banish like a light and dark from grave or something to banish an opponent's card. Like this is not the BLS that you know from today. It's a different BLS that's a tribute summon monster, and he's typically
Mm.
sucks because you have to tribute summon him, tributing two monsters. But the skill made it so as you could essentially tribute summon whatever you wanted for free.
God damn.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
and vampires paid their life points just to do their plays, so they could get this going very easily.
yeah. No, that's definitely powerful as fuck. That's definitely extremely powerful. Shit. I'm trying to where we putting it at.
I would say ban this because they banned it like 3 or 4 times.
It was like just going off the facts. Honestly, not my opinion.
And then they nerfed it so you could only play it in a Cyber Dragon deck. But then it became so good in an actual Cyber Dragon deck that Cyber Dragon deck was meta for 2 years. Yeah, two
I
whole
already
years.
hated cyber. I like Cyber Dragons. Like I even when the new skill came out, it was cool. I liked it. But yeah, nah. If I would put against that, I would never play Cyber Dragons
For
ever
real.
again.
If they went second, it was like a guaranteed win. Plus, they also had the best interruption in the game, the trap that can non-target wipe your whole board.
The trap card.
Yeah.
Was it? Was it? I can't remember. I
Cybernetic
can't remember.
overflow.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I still hate that card.
Yeah. I think it's still limited to some degree. I think
Yeah.
it's at
I think. I
two.
think. Yeah. I think. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's two.
Okay. So now we're talking about Shinado. The Shinado skill that is right now being played with Shinobirds. And I'm gonna say something a little bit controversial, okay? This skill is nothing special. I don't think that this skill is anything unique. Uh, I don't think
Do you
it's
think it's more?
unique. I think the
Do you,
fact that it's paired with the deck that it's paired with is what makes it busted. They are not, one isn't good because of the other. Them in combination is really good. Like, a mono Awado
I
is
got
a mono Awado regardless of the skill. The field spell gives you the trap regardless of the skill. The only thing that this deck is really making good for you is the fact that it's consistent and also the fact that it gives you some really good board breaking. But every skill gives you really good board breaking these days, man. So what's different
all
about
of it.
this one?
Nothing.
Yeah. So this skill isn't special, but it is very good. So I'm not saying that it's a skill issue to to say that this skill is OP, but at the same time, it's not the skill making the deck OP. It's just that the skill makes the deck OP because it makes the deck consistent. The deck is OP by itself. This just makes it more consistent.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
But having four effects doesn't make it better, bro, because there are other skills that have four effects, man. You know the perform age skills have four effects too, bro. Do you see them on the list? Having four effects is not inherently OP.
Yeah.
like
Also, the effects also still got to be good. You can have them fucking non-effects, but if it's trash,
like
it's like
yes, Change of
yeah.
Heart is very good, but guess what, bro? Dark Magician also gets free board breaking. So what's the difference between those two? They both get free board breaking. Absolutely, completely free board breaking for no cost. But we're not talking about Dark Magician. We're not like saying, "Oh, the Dark Magician skill should be here." Nobody's saying that, okay? And what does the Dark Magician skill do? It lets you search two cards for basically free, and it gives you free board breaking. What does this skill do? It lets you search two cards for basically free and gives you free board breaking. This skill and the Dark Magician skill are the same skill. They are the same skill, bro. I think that if this skill didn't exist, the deck would have to be built differently, but it would still do the exact same thing. It would still mono lock you on the opponent's turn. It would still bounce three of your cards on your turn. It would still do everything it does without the skill, except for the Shinado thing, which is free board breaking. But free board breaking is something that basically every skill does anyway. So what's the difference? No, the deck would be playable without the skill. I strongly believe that. The deck would need to be built differently, but it would definitely be playable without the skill. You would just use Lisa. Oh, sorry guys, I haven't dropped the video yet. I call the level 4 girl Lisa. You would use Lisa to search the field spell. um, and there are different plays you can make. This deck works without the skill. The skill just makes it more consistent, and the skill makes it so that you can build your deck with staples in it.
All right.
Joshua, have you read the Shino birds? They are consistent. Have you read the level 4 spirits that they use in the deck? They literally search for shit for you. The skill just makes it so
See,
that you can use your searches more liberally. Like the skill definitely makes it more consistent, But the deck is consistent without the skill. Okay, the skill just makes it more consistent to to an applicable standard. What's broken about the deck isn't the fact that it's consistent. What's broken about the deck is that it bounces three of your cards on your turn, then a mono locks you. But without the skill, it's still gonna do that shit. Just remove Change of Heart. Yeah, just remove Ultimate Fusion from Dark Magician.
Yeah, and let me know how and let me know how that fucking how that goes.
Bro, this is why I thought I knew this would be controversial because people don't understand what I'm saying. You are looking at the aspects of the deck that are broken and blaming it on the skill. And also, you're also misattributing how powerful mind control is. Sorry, not mind control, change of heart. You're also like mind control is obviously a great card. Yes, it's banned. It is a banned card, but even when it's banned, is like it's 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 banned in the TCG because you can just activate it. You can't just activate it. If you flip up Shinado, they have a chance to prevent you from even having change of heart. They can get rid of Shinado. They can flip it down in response. They can take control of it, whatever they have. There are so many ways to prevent change of heart from even happening. That's not the same in the TCG. You can't prevent change of heart in the TCG, bro. You just deal. It's just gonna happen. But in Duel Links, you can prevent it. But either
You can
way,
let it
it's
happen.
just free board breaking. Is not any different from Ultimate Fusion.
Yeah, by the way, I hated Ultimate Fusion.
That's understandable. It's understandable. You can hate it if you like, bro.
All right, I'm trying to let them Battle Chronicle days.
You know what's really annoying, bro? I keep trying to get replays against Blue Eyes with Shino Birds just for a video, and people keep playing Seto Kai, but I'm like, finally, a Blue Eyes match. And then I see the skill. Battle Chronicle. Bro, we got a new skill. Why aren't you using it, bro?
Bro, listen, Battle Chronicle had a prime. I tell you what,
It did. But
that
now we got a
that,
new
that
skill,
one K,
bro.
look, that one KC Cup. Oh my god, I tell you, like every 10 matches, at least seven was Battle Chronicle.
I'm not gonna lie, Chris Hansen. If you're playing the level 6 back row wipe, you're behind. You do not need to play that
No,
in Shino Birds, bro. It's redundant as hell,
he said,
bro.
yeah, he said, I call you Chris Hansen.
Chris Hansen, whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't know if the chat is gonna get that reference. Um,
They might not be coaching. They might not be coaching.
maybe not.
It's a Boondock
Hopefully,
reference.
hopefully.
Hey, listen,
I
getting
want you.
6K canceled 2026.
I'm gonna have
You're
you.
not gonna get
So the
it.
next one I have here, I'm using Quasar just to represent it. It's a bond illuminates the future, and I hate to say this, I hate this skill, even as somebody who loves synchros. And let me tell you why. Because hey, El Cato gets it. It's from the Boondocks. Good job, Cato. Um, so this skill, even though it was designed for synchrons, ended up being used in every deck except synchrons, and that's what makes me hate it, dude. It is the cuck chair skill, dude, and I hate that shit, bro. You just like
That's one.
you use brain like mind control to steal your opponent's monster with 2500 or more attack, and then turn it into two Signer Dragons to attack for game, bro.
Which was nasty.
Dude. Plus, you could just tribute your own monster that had nothing to do with synchrons to get out. Like you just play around Book of Moon, no problem, bro. It was so. I think the best deck with this deck, the best deck with this skill was Mechanites.
Make nice. Yeah, make nice pretty good. Or at least for I think I played against them more than a few times back in the day. It was alright.
I think this was crazy. They never ended up banning it. I think it was OP. Maybe it should have been banned, but they ended up power creeping it anyway, so it's overpowered. Um, so next is Parasite Infestation. Do you remember this skill?
No, I don't remember that one.
So this skill at the start of the duel put one or two. parasite in your deck, not the. No, when I say your deck, bro, I'm not talking about the person who used the skill. I'm talking about you activate the
Oh,
skill and you put one or two cards in your opponent's deck face up. Because when this card is
what?
drawn, you have to special summon it and take 1,000 damage.
You can keep it.
You give your opponent some shit in their deck to, and if they, and it's face up too, so they know they're about to draw it because it's face up in their
Damn.
deck, and you're basically taking away their top deck, but also burning them. And it also makes all of your monsters zombies. Sorry, it all makes all your monsters insects while you control it. So it's kind of like Zombie World, but for insects. So if you got some type of shit that requires you to have a monster type, it's gonna turn that off. It clogs your field, which is annoying. It makes their floodgate trap hole better. Like imagine you make the opponent summon this on their field. They summon another monster, you floodgate it. They got one zone left. So next turn they summon another monster, you floodgate them again. You've just clogged their entire field. And back then people didn't have extra deck monsters to tribute their shit off into. So they had to
Pretty
nerf the
much.
shit out of this.
Which is Prey the Plant?
Oh yes, predator plants. You guys, we all know predator plants, don't we? I hated that
Unfortunately,
skill. I hated that skill, dude. Oh my god.
that shit. That shit. Oh,
Fuck that.
I
You
got
know,
super
man,
poly every.
the fact that they could search a a removal that you can't respond to, bro, you can respond to change of heart. You can respond to Shinado being flipped up. You can't respond to Hydra. True, yeah, that's true, Chris Hansen. They got a spell card that forces the parasite on top of the deck too, so they could guarantee that you're gonna get it. That was a pain, bro. Um, but yeah, bro, I hated the Predator Plant skill, but over time it became better because like now every deck has some kind of way to like break your board a little bit before playing if they went second. I think the fact that it was only like a couple decks that could do that back then, that was a problem. But now that like almost every deck does it, we can better prepare for it. Predophiles? Holy shit, bro. That's a crazy name. Um so Dragonic Contact is next. How do we feel about Dragonic Contact?
Let's see. I do hate it, but I would say um, my issue is how often I saw it. I hated how often I seen it, and
Yeah.
I hate how people still try to keep it relevant by adding Necro Valley. You know, again, keeping super poly in the game. Yeah, Necro Valley and super poly. Yeah, I don't think it was unbeatable. I just think I saw it so much I was sick of seeing it.
So you kind of
So
say it's like annoying.
yeah,
I would say the same. I would also say it's annoying. It's just really annoying. But the good thing about it, I think most players just sucked at it, so you could kind of take advantage of their stupidity a lot of the time. Like if a good player was playing this back then, that was probably more of a problem.
you want greater plans?
Nah, heroes, draconic
Oh yeah,
contact.
yeah. No, heroes. I don't think heroes was ever like unstoppable, but I do think it was played so often, so many times. It's almost like I kind of I know what's to the gate now.
Yeah,
Once I'm hit to the deck, I play it so much now. I know for a fact what to do.
yeah. It's just annoying. The next deck is the first FTK that ever existed in the game. It is Duel Standby. Duel Standby makes it so that both players, instead of drawing 4 cards in their opening hand, they draw 5 cards. And that's all the skill does. Both players, by the way. And so this card, Restructor Revolution, burns the opponent for every card in their hand by 200. So just by the opponent having a bonus card in their hand, this spell does 1000 damage. And you would play this with 3 copies of Cup of Ace. Cup of Ace either draws you 2 more cards or makes the opponent draw 2 cards. But in this deck, it was actually a good thing because because if you give your opponent 2 more cards, it means this card does 1400 damage. But if you draw 2 cards, it means that you get more cards to burn the opponent with. So Cup of Ace was always good in this deck because you're either burning the opponent more or you're burning the opponent more. So this was the first card that they limited to 1 in Duel Links.
As they should.
And they also eventually nerfed Dual Standby as well. Have a good one, Kato. Happy to have you here. They definitely banned the shit out of this. They emergency banned this one too, bro. There's not a whole lot of times that they banned a deck for this, but they didn't even ban the skill for this, bro. They did not even ban the skill for this. This skill actually got to live, bro. But eventually they did nerf the skill to make it so that you can't activate monster effects on your first turn. So the way people took advantage of that with this skill was they summon a mono Awato. They just normal summon it. But since it's a spirit monster, it bounces to your hand on the end phase. But since the skill prevents you from activating monster effects, the Amano would not be bounced to your hand because that's a monster's effect activating. So you got to normal summon a Amano, which stops the opponent from using monster effects, and you got to keep it. So they had to ban the skill for that reason. So this skill
Yeah,
was
I did.
busted twice.
All right. I finished fusion removal.
Um, this one is monster. This is a summon breaker, I think. And this is representing the agent skill. Do you remember agents?
Oh yeah.
Tuning in the sky. This deck summoned like 3 floodgates, right? I think it was 3. They prevented spells. They prevented summoning. They banned the shit out of that. Let's
Yeah.
be real, bro. They banned the fuck out of that shit. How was dual standby nerfed? Well, a couple times. They prevented you from using monster effects the first time. Uninstall. Okay, since somebody said uninstall, I'm willing to accept that. I imagine people did uninstall because of this. um, yeah, that was crazy. That was one of the strongest decks ever. Um, if you didn't have Lancia, you pretty much lost. This next skill,
And that was me. I didn't have it.
this next skill is access denied. As soon as this card came out, access denied that nobody had ever played before suddenly became good. Access denied
Let
says your opponent can't summon.
wait, hold on. Wait, let me read this real quick. Let me see what it access denied.
They did nerf it,
Uh
so they probably changed.
oh, okay.
Let me-
That's disgusting.
yeah. Well, it just has the life point cost, and they had this spell card that let you basically get that life point cost for free. And I imagine there are some people who uninstalled for that reason, bro.
Somebody
Where's
was like, this is a great idea.
Carlos said, "Where's Photon Lord?" It's in skill issue because if you're complaining about this, it's a skill issue. um, there's been some busted ass times, but to be real with you, bro, there's been so many metas that I haven't even talked about in this stream because there's just been so many times that have just been really good. Like these are the strange cases where it has been really bad, but most of the time it's been fine. Um, like Duel Links is a pretty has been in the history has been a pretty solid game. Like it's not been that bad of a game for the majority of it.
yeah. I think it has like moments, but I think
Yeah,
overall the game has been. I think they've done for the most part the best they could. Obviously
yeah.
they have people. They got some people that's out here that's pretty smart. Know how to they know how to finesse. So like, I think overall, I think Duel Links has done a good job listening. Well, listening to the fans when it comes to when they're unhappy about
Yeah.
something that's obviously broken. But yeah, no, like I said, this list so far, I think it's pretty accurate. For like I said, for me, and when I was using ban and uninstall everything, like just
Holy shit,
straight
bro.
up ban and uninstall everything. When I'm using Red Eyes, like my standard of getting beat is like you. Well, at this point, it's your fault. No one told you to use Red Eyes in 2024.
So
Like
it's just a skill issue.
it's like you know what? That's on me. I'll take that. That's on me. That's on me.
So next is Salaman Grace. This let you this was, I think it was the only time that you had a zero card, like a zero card combo, where you it didn't matter what your hand was, you get guaranteed access to the combo. I think that tagline was like, um, the fact that it was a quote unquote zero card combo was like a lot of people heard that and thought that that was the most insane thing to ever happen. But the thing is that one card combo was the easiest thing in the world to interrupt. So you still needed to have other Salamangreat cards in your hand to really like get through it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't think it was unbeatable, but it was very goddamn strong. Like the fact you could
And
get
those
like
and those
guaranteed
and those
consistency.
turns, and those turns was just they keep going. Especially when they added later on when they added the what's the link? Was it link four, link five,
Yeah, Link 4.
link four? Yeah, no, that deck is. I lost against the majority of the time. Not a surprise there, but yeah,
It's just
it
a
was the majority
strong,
of the week.
powerful ass deck. It was, in my opinion, I think it just required a little bit of power creep. I don't think they needed to ban it. I don't think they needed to ban it. I just think that they needed
Yeah, no,
to like let power creep happen a bit. Because right now, I think if they brought it back to the way it used to be for the most part, it would be kind of alright. I think it'd be okay.
yeah. I think if they kind of brought it back how it was, it definitely it'd be able to fit in and do okay and do good.
Yeah. The lost skill, just because somebody added this in the comment section, is the BLS skill. I'm not gonna lie,
Is that
bro.
the soldier dark and light?
The
That's it.
yeah, I think so. I think so. The one that had 7 cards in your grave.
Yeah, that one I went back and forth with. Yeah, I don't. Again, like I said, I was able to win matches against that. I lost. I mean, obviously, I lost some. One. I went back and forth. So yeah, I think that's definitely a skill issue. If I'm right,
I agree. I also think it's kind of a
yeah,
skill issue.
that
I
one.
think people hear it got 7 cards in the grave. How is that not broken? But it wasn't broken. You know, it was just never broken. It was just good.
Yeah, yeah. I know for a fact if I played the meta, I would have been like if I played like that high. If I played the meta, I would have been just fine, like easily,
Yeah.
easily. Like I would have. But I'm a rebel, so I was like, you know what?
I think that just
I
because a
have
deck
to
is
do it.
good doesn't make it crazy OP.
Listen. I'm not allowed to play good decks.
I kind of want to change your mind on that, bro. Blackwing skill, bro. Blackwings
Listen,
don't have a skill, man.
I'm a
Blackwings don't have as
hipster,
good
bro.
skill.
I'm a hipster.
Which Blackwing
I
skill was OP?
Which one?
Because Carlos in my chat just asked about a Blackwing skill. I'm just like, what Blackwing skill, bro? The one that
Yeah,
puts
no, for
Mountain on the
real.
field? Yeah, I think
I
all
don't
it
remember Black
did was
Queen, bro.
it put Mountain on the field and it let you like and it just put a free Blackwing Dragon in your extra deck to let you use the counter trap. I'm pretty sure that's all it
Yeah,
did.
no.
And that that's not enough, bro. That's not enough. Lyrilusk, I don't think the Lyrilusk skill is that broken. I don't think the Lyrilusk skill is that broken. Is the Lyrilusk skill good? Yes, but this broken part about Lyrilusk is the deck. It's the deck that's the problem,
Yeah,
and I think that,
yeah.
that
Well,
we proved that in the skill list tournaments when Lyra Lusk was doing super well in it without the skill.
mhm. People still cooking with it, even without the skill.
Right, because it was the cards that was the problem in that case. I think a lot of times people will blame the skill for what the deck is doing.
They don't always do that. Like I said, it's certain decks out here that can just like that are just like even though the you think it's the skill and why you're losing, but it's really the deck is why you lost, not because of the skill. I'm not saying the skill was trash
Yeah,
or
it
anything,
could be a
but
good skill still, but and maybe you would have won without the skill, but it's really the cards that made it happen.
mm-hmm. So that was yeah, that was definitely uh more so yeah skill issue with the lyricists because I think I was winning with red eyes every once in a while because I use Fang with chain and take it off.
Okay, so guys, that's the tier list. I think I'm gonna stream again on Saturday. I haven't decided a topic yet. I might uh might do a Casey Cup grind. Might just I don't know, man. We'll figure that shit out. But anyway, guys, if you haven't, go subscribe to Bounce King Kage on Twitch and YouTube. And thanks you blah blah blah. Thank you guys for coming out to the stream. Um, you have any final thoughts, bro?
Final thoughts. Um, I could say that I think Duel Links came away improved, and I think it's not as bad as some people like to make it out to be.
Yeah,
As far as like how they think stuff is broken, I think Duel Links has just gotten just more modernized. They've gotten more I think they're trying to take the game more serious. Cause some of these skills back in there was some goofy skills back then.
yeah,
As we went playing, so I think they got away for the most part of all the goofy skills and tried to actually make these more competitive and more fair. So yeah, I think they've done a pretty good job so far.
I agree. All right, guys, we'll see you later. Sorry that my camera fucked up, but hey, guys, have a good one. We've been Undead and Brown Skin Kage signing out.
Signing out, peace.
Flexing with Zay on beats. I didn't ask for a spot at the gym, but they leave all the weight on me. Ain't nobody harder in the country. If they claim they in front, then they frontin'. Think about it, they always talking about they bag and they stick, bro. That's literally bumming. Niggas can't even rap on the beat, gotta do hella cusses to know where to come in. Then these niggas go do R&B, but they not even singing. These niggas be humming. Niggas stop with the cap or 76ers, cause I'ma have to bring the drum in. When I'm fucking my girl, it's like doing the rain dance. Whether can you come in? You ain't get what I said, or see what I'm doing like Helen Keller when I'm bumping. Should I try to tell you I'm the one? Ain't nobody better or younger. I ask her, hey, why they gotta hate on me? I done got me 250,000 views and they still saying they low key. They ain't wanna come work with the kid, but I'm flexing with Zay on beats. Had they ask for a spot at the gym, but they leave all the weight on me. Damn, I ask them, why they gotta hate on me? I done got me 250,000 views and they still saying they low key. They ain't wanna come work with the kid, but I'm flexing with Zay on beats. Had they ask for a spot at the gym, then they leave all the weight on me. Hey.